Hello all, welcome to TechTrapture. So in this video, we are going to see how we can set up Apache Airflow on a virtual machine. So it can be your AWS EC2 instance or Google Compute Engine or Azure VM. The process will be same for all. Okay, so just follow along with me in this video and we'll see how we can set up our Apache Airflow on a smallest virtual machines. Okay, so this can be used for a development purpose or doing some R&D. For production use cases, we can follow this process, but there are more additional steps we need. And I will just walk you through around when we are going with step by step on this video. Okay. So for now, I'll go to a Google Compute Engine. I will use a Google Cloud. For this demo, I will create one virtual machine in Google Cloud, that is a Google Compute Engine, and then I will install Apache Airflow on that Compute Engine. Okay. So now I'll go to Google Cloud Console. Now I'm on my Google Cloud Console, so I'll simply go to a compute engine from here. So here I'll go to compute engine, and in my compute engine, I'll just start creating a compute engine instance here. So just click on the create instance button here, and I'll just follow the default specification. I'll just give the name as a Airflow, okay, and I'll choose all the details as it is. So I'll keep as it is. I will use the default network. But one thing, it will be used your 80804 port. So we need a firewall to allow traffic on HTTP, HTTPS port. Okay, so how we can enable that? So one more thing, I'm just keeping the default specification here, and it is fine for our use case. Okay, so it is 4 GB and one shared core, 122 CPU that I'll be using here, which is the default one. Okay, I'll choose a standard. All things I will keep default. I will use the Debian Linux virtual machines. And just two things you have to remember. I'll just allow full access to all cloud APIs. So in case our DAG needs to interact with other Google Cloud services, it will not face any kind of permission system. Now I'll just click on this. It will help me to create a firewall to allow traffic. So if you want to know how we can use firewalls or we can create firewalls in our VPC, I have created a separate videos on that. But in this video, you just need to click on this and you can follow along with me. Okay. So I use the default network. I'm not changing anything. I'm just showing you. So here the network is the default. So I'm not selecting anything. I'll just keep as it is and I simply click on create virtual machines. If you want to make a tight security, you have to create a production grade virtual machine. Then you have to create your own custom network, own subnet, and own set of firewall rules. And that will help you to make your Airflow virtual machine more secure. Okay. So this is kind of the demo I am giving. If you need assistance in creating the guidelines for a production grade Airflow on virtual machine, I can help you on that. But this is just like for practicing because many of my learners raised complaint that in Google Cloud, currently the composite environment is failing while creating, and this issue is because of the free tier account and a lot of specifications are needed when we are using the composite environment because it will deploy your Airflow instance on Google Kubernetes engine. So this is the simplest and easiest way. I would also say it is a cheaper way. We use Airflow on virtual machine in a free tier. Okay. Now we have Airflow virtual machine created. I simply do SSH. So for doing SSH into this, you should have SSH port open. So I'm using default VPC and I have most of the firewalls. So I'll just walk you through the firewall. Also, it's not needed for this demo, but still, just in case you need, I'll just walk you through the firewall as well. In default, for this demo, you have to just make sure for SSH you have to allow traffic on port 22 and for HTTP, HTTPS. Okay, so this will enough for this demo. I'll skip the firewall part for now because that is not required here. So now I have logged in into my virtual machines. Okay. So now first thing, we'll just update our packages. We just type sudo apt update. Okay, so it will just update my packages. The second thing, you know that Airflow is based on the Python, so we have to install the Python as well. We'll just install the sudo apt install Python 3. Also, we need pip as well to install our packages. So I'll just again paste Python 3 hyphen pip, and also I'll be using the Python virtual environment. I'll download all in once. So these three things I am installing. First is your Python, then pip and Python virtual environment. Let me install all these things. It will just ask for this. Okay. It will take a couple of minutes. So let's see. Okay, our dependencies are installed. Just let me do ls here. Okay, nothing is here. So let me now activate. Let me just create virtual environment first. So let me just execute Python 3 yum and v, and I'll just create my environment called Airflow env. Okay, so it will create my virtual environment and then I'll activate my virtual environment. So how to activate? I'll just use source, which is the path we have given, env. Inside that we have him. We have okay, so now you can see my virtual environment is. This is the best practice to create virtual environment. Without virtual environment, also you can install your all. I would say the Apache Airflow setup, but best practice to use your virtual environment here. So I'm using the virtual environment, and now we'll install the Apache Airflow with the simple command. Okay, so this is a pip3 install Apache Airflow. So if you want to give version, you can give version. If you need specific to GCP, you can give GCP and version. But I'm just using it generic because this is the video for all virtual machine, not only related to the GCP. You can follow it on AWS or Azure or any of the virtual machines. So I just use the generic command and not related to the Google Cloud. So this will install our Apache Airflow. So it will take a while. As you are aware, Apache Airflow is not a single service. There are a couple of services components for Apache Airflow. There will be a database, there will be scheduler, there will be a web server. So a lot of components are there and each work independently along with each other. So these all components will be set up with this command. And there are separate ways to start or restart the separate component. I'll show you how we can do that. So now Apache Airflow is here. So let's see if it is installed or not. So just execute the command airflow version. So you can ignore the warning. This is the warning you can ignore. Okay. Because this is just using some older naming convention. So now you can see the Apache Airflow 2.10 is here. So it means Airflow is here. So I'll just check the command, what commands we have available. So I'll just execute Airflow. So it will give you the list of commands. You can see we have different command. Dags, tools, then go to start scheduler. So we have Airflow scheduler, we have standalone. So we'll be using the standalone because it will start all component. Else we have to start each component separately. We have to start web server separately. We have to start triggerer, scheduler. So instead we'll use Airflow standalone. Before that, I have to show you something. Okay? So there are some folders and files created here. So one is Airflow. I'll go inside Airflow folder. Okay. Guys, I have to go inside, and there are some files. Okay, so currently only log directory is there. Okay, once I start the Airflow standalone, it will create a files for me. Okay, I'll just run Airflow standalone. Okay, now it will start your, you can see it will start scheduler, web server, triggerer, and you have to keep eye because it will display your passwords as well here required to log in into your web server. You can see listening on port 8080. Log in with username admin and password this. You have to just log in. I'll just go to, we have external IP, so I'll just go to web machines and we have external IP here. It will not work because we are using HTTPS and we do not have certificate. Also, we are using 8080 port. I use 8080. Okay, now it will on Airflow home screen. So what is the username and password? So our screen has given us a username and password. What was the username? Let's go. Username is admin, password is this admin, and I'll copy and paste my password. Now you will see the bit different homepage than for Apache Airflow on Cloud Composer. Don't worry because this is the some example tags it is showing on the screen. You can take this example if you want to create your new tag. So there is no need to worry. Okay, so this example we can hide. Now this is running. We have Airflow setup, but this is not all the things we have done. So let me explain you a few things here. So I'll just go back and so if we close this terminal, our Airflow will work because it will shut down. How to make sure it will keep running? So that also I will tell you. If I reload this, it will not work. Okay, because we executing it in our system. Now let me show you the all files created here. You can see earlier there were no file, but now the files were created. There is one Airflow config. Let me open a Airflow config here. Okay, and we have to make a note of few things. So the dags folder, which is the most important. So this is our dags folder. So if we haven't created any dag, there won't be this folder. We have to create this manually. So this is under Airflow directory. So we have to create a dag. So no need to worry. We'll create our first dag in this video. Okay. Second things we have to hide our example tags. Okay, so I'll just see where are the example tags and I will hide this. Yeah, here you can see load example. So this is true currently. I have to make it false. So you will not see the example tags on the screen. I'll make it false. I'll do Control X. Now the password was on the screen, but it is we close the screen. How we can get the password? So there is one file as well, standalone admin password. I can just add this file and get the password. Okay, we'll get the password. These are some file and main configurations are in Airflow config file. Let me go main file. Now I have to create my first DAG. So I have a sample file to create a GCS bucket. I can create a GCS bucket using my Airflow DAG. So I'll show you how we can create that. Before that, let me go to the storage bucket and open the storage bucket. I have multiple buckets here. So here I have to create one more bucket using the Airflow DAG. So that is sample DAG. I want to show you how you can run it on Airflow on a virtual machine. Okay, so there are multiple storage bucket I am having. Let me go and here let me check if I have DAX folder. So currently I do not have DAX folders because I haven't created any tag. Let me create one tag mkdir and inside that I'll create my first tag. I'll just give name as I can give create bucket. I'm just giving this name and I have sample tag as well to create a simple bucket. We'll just paste here. Okay, so I'll show you what this tag is doing. So this is simple, the default argument. This is just defining the tag and main task is here how to create a bucket. It is using the operator, GCS create bucket operator. Okay, so we need to install this operator using the pip install. Second, this is the task ID. Third, bucket name. So bucket name will be Airflow test 001 and the project will be GCP project. Now let me just save this file. Okay. Let me install the dependency required for this. As I said, we have to install a Google Cloud operator. Just install it using the command. So it will install my GCS, create GCS bucket operator, which we are using in this tag. So it will take a few minutes to install these dependencies. Okay, this is done. Let me check now what tag folders is having our file. Okay, so we had that here. Why it is not showing? Let me do again a nano. I think I missed to say wait bucket.py and let me paste the code again. Okay, the file is here. I think in last time I haven't created that file in dags folder. Yeah, let me remove this file here. I created in wrong folder. It should be in dag. It should be in dag folder to reflect on our website. Okay. It will pick the files only from the dags folders. Now I have here, let me start my server. So now I will start it using the no hub. No hub means instead when we are running using the no hub, it will not stop the service even though we close the terminal. Okay. Meanwhile, let me just open one more terminal. And now to run using no hub, I'll just use the command no hub and the same command using no hub. What I'm doing, I'm just pushing all this log to the Airflow tag, but I will come back to one folder back to the logs will be created in correctly. Now there will be one log file will be created with airflow.tag and my airflow will be started with the no hub mode. To execute, it started. It will take a couple of minutes. I'll just close this now. Okay. Still my airflow should work. Just go again here, start my virtual environment and check the files. I can check the files here. Let me check the airflow log file. Yeah, so I can just get airflow log file and check. Okay, it is starting. So let's go execute. Go to this IP again. Let's open 8080 and HTTP. Okay, and now you can see our tag create GCS bucket is here, but we have to check if it is working fine or not. Okay, we'll go and test our tag. So as I said, it should create one bucket with the name Airflow test. Let me show you the graph and code as well. This is a single task, simple tag. Okay, and code I will show you. So this is a code. So the bucket name is Airflow test 001. Let me see if we have this bucket already. Right, there is no bucket with this name. Now I will just run my tag. Okay, I'll just go to the graph view. Let's trigger this tag. Okay, this is triggered. This is running. It should complete within few seconds, and it is succeed. If I go this, check the logs, you can see what there is now. So it created a storage bucket. Let's go here and refresh. Just hit the timing, so it just created Airflow test bucket. So this is how we set up our Airflow on a virtual machine and tested our simple DAG. Okay. Now we can check the logs here. We already have a file cat airflow.log. So we can see our logs are here and we can run our tag on this Airflow on a virtual machine. So hope that enough for this video, but there are a couple of things I want to tell. If you are doing it for a production grade virtual machine, so in that case, your database should not be a SQLite. So here it is using the default SQLite database. But if you are doing it for production, you need additional Postgres database, which will have all the data related to your Airflow. And that is the best practice. So this is good for testing or you are doing some projects or development using SQLite database. That is completely fine. But if you are using for your production grade environment, Make sure you will have additional database, kind of Postgres or MySQL. Postgres, I would recommend the Postgres. Second thing, make sure you will have HTTPS enabled here. So currently I haven't added the SSL certificate here. So make sure you will have SSL added here on your web server. Okay. And there are multiple guidelines also according to network security, using the passwords, using the configuration. So it will be more secure if you want to use it for production grade workload. So that's it for this video. And if you stuck somewhere while doing this demo, just let me know in comment section. If you need additional help on this, just let me know in comment section, or you can reach me on LinkedIn. I'll help you out there. And also for all these command, I'll be creating one Medium blog, so you will get all commands and just copy paste the command from there. But just try to understand what each command is doing. You'll understand it a better way. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you again in our next video.